So hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm in coaching center. So today I'm going to explain here that is 8th standard geography, first chapter resources. So Mona and Raju, an example. Let us start with an example. So Mona and Raju were helping her mother to clean their house. So they were looking at all the things like clothes, utensils, food grains, combs, this bottle of honey, books. Each of these has their own use, Mona said. That is why they are important, her mother said. These are resources. These are resources, her mother said. So, what is resources? Her brother Raju asked to her mother. So, anything that can be used to satisfy the need is called a resource. Mother replied, look around you and observe. You will be able to identify many types of resources you will see around you, our mother said. The water you drink when you are thirsty, the electricity that you use in your house, the rickshaw you use to get home from school, the textbook you use to study, they are all some resources. They are the things that you are using. Your father has prepared a tasty snack for you. The fresh vegetable he has used are also a resources. These are all the resources. Water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetable and textbook. They are some of the common things you can see. They have all been used by you. You use all these things. So they have some of the utility. So they have utility. Utilizing, you utilize it. Utility or usability is what makes an object or substance a resources. You use it, utility or usability, which makes an object or any substance it makes it a resource. So how does something become a resource? So now you know about resources, but how the things make resources? Now Raju has asked to his mother as he wanted to know answer for that. So Amma told the children that things become resources only when they have value. So if things become resources only when they have a value. Now take a book. It has its own value as you need it for study. So that's why it is a resource. Its use or utility gives it a value. So how we use or its utility by us gives some value to it. All the resources that are available in the whole world, it has some of its own value, Amma said to Raju. So value means worth. Some resources have economical value, some don't have. Some resources have some economical, means you buy that resources. For example, metal may have some of the economical value. A beautiful landscape may not have some value, but both are important and it is satisfy for human needs. Both are very much well satisfied. It will satisfy for the human needs. Some resource can become economical valuable with time. Some resource can be economical valuable with time. So your grandmother's home remedies have no commercial value today. So your past people, your grandmother were doing home remedies, but they don't have no value as they are medicines now, the foreign medicines. But if they are patented and sold by a medical firm tomorrow, if they have taken by a medical pharmacy company, and if they sold it tomorrow, they could become an economical value. It could become an economical value as they say or selling it. Patent. What all the patent? Patent means, it means the exclusive right over an idea. So patent means they're taking their rights over an idea or an invention, taking their rights is called known as patent. Next, so time and technology, they are two important factors that can change substances into resources. So, time and technology that are important factors that may changes substances into resources. They both are related to each other and they both are heavily required to man. People themselves are the most important resource. So people, we are only ourselves a most important resources. It is our ideas, knowledge, invention and discovery that lead for a creation of another resource or more resource. Every discovery or invention have leads to many others. So every invention, whatever invention you do, it may have more ideas for further. It may have more inventional ideas. Many things it may have. The discovery of fire led to practice of cooking and other processes, while the invention of fuel ultimately resulted in the development of modes of transport. The technology it created hydroelectricity and has turned the energy in the flowing water into an usable important resource. So now, so technology it is the application of latest knowledge and skill in doing or making things. In doing or making the things, the skills you use is the technology. Now let us learn types of resources. So resources they are classified into natural, human made and human. So natural resources that are drawn from nature or that are used without much modification by us are called as the natural resources, like the air we breathe or the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals. They are the natural resources. Many of these resources are free gifts of nature. They are like gift from the nature and can be used directly. We can use it directly without doing any experiment on it. In some cases, tools and technology may be needed to. It is in some cases tools and technology they are also be needed to use as natural resources in the best possible way. Next, natural resources they are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development. They are classified in different groups and use different groups depending upon their level of development, use, origin, stock and distribution. On the basis of their development and use resources, we can classify these into two groups. One is actual resource and another one is the potential resource. Now actual resource, they are those resources whose quantity is known. Actual resources, their quantity is very well known for us, and these resources are being used in the present. These resources we use it in the present days. And the rich deposits of coal in Ruhr region of Germany and the petroleum in the West Asia, the dark soils of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra, they are all the actual resources because their quantity or we may be knowing their quantity, how much quantity of oil will be there. This experiment that they have done, they will be knowing. Now, potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known. So the whole quantity of that resource we will be not knowing is the potential resource, and these are not being used at present. So we does not use it in present. The potential resources are not used in present. So these resources could be we use in the future. We use these resources. The level of technology we have at present may not be advanced enough to utilize this potential resource, but the uranium found in Ladakh, it is an most best example for potential resources that could be used in future as another resource. High speed winds were a potential resources nearly 200 years ago, and today they are an actual resource. Now still we are using, but 900 years ago, sorry, 200 years ago they were mostly used, very continuously used, and wind farms generated energy using windmills like in Netherlands, and you will find some of some of the windmills in the Nagarkoil in Tamil Nadu and in some of the places in Gujarat coast you'll find. So based on their origin, resources are classified as abiotic or biotic. Now, abiotic resources, they are non-living, while biotic resources, they are living. Soil, rocks and minerals, they comes under abiotic because they are not living, but they are some resources. And plants, animals, they are biotic because they are living also, and they are resources for us because they give us air, natural resources they give us. So natural resources, they can be broadly classified into renewable and non-renewable resources. On these two types we can classify the natural resources. Now renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. So resources which get renewed or which will be finished quickly. Some of these are unlimited, and are not affected by human activity. Some of the resources that are that we replenish, that we use, that are not affected by human beings, the human activities. It is not affected, the resource does not get any effect from human activities, like solar and wind energy. Yet careless use of these renewable resources like water, soil and forest can affect their stock. They maybe affect some of their stock, but they are not harmed or are not affected by the human activities. So water seems to be an unlimited renewable resources, but shortage and drying up of natural water source, it can become a major problem in many parts of the world now. So stock of resources. The amount of resources that are available for us is known as the stock of resources. Non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stocks. Non-renewable resources, they have very limited stocks, and once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years. Once you use that material or use that resources, it may take thousands of years to be renewed. Renewing of that material, it may take thousands of years, since this period is much more than human lifespan. Some of the resources that are non-renewable are like coal, petroleum and natural gas. They are some of the examples for non-renewable resources. Next, on the basis of their distribution, resources can be ubiquitous or localized. They can be ubiquitous or localized. Resources that you can find everywhere, like the air we breathe, these all comes under ubiquitous. And resources that are found only in some certain place, like copper, iron ore, these are localized. In some place only you can find these resources. But the air that is ubiquitous, that comes under ubiquitous, that you can find anywhere in the world, or any place. In any place, if you go in any place, you can find it. But the copper and iron ore, you can find in only some place, so that's why they are the localized. Next, the distribution of natural resources depends upon number of physical factors. On the number of physical factors, the natural resource depends, like on the terrain, climate and altitude. These physical factors depends, and the distribution of the resources is unequal. The distribution of these resources, they are unequal because these factors differ so much over the earth. There may be difference in these factors on the earth. Now let us know about the human-made resources. Till now we learned about the natural resources. Now human-made resources. Let us learn. Sometimes natural substance also became resources only when their original form has been changed. So natural substances like coal, they all sorry, some more natural resources, iron ore, they all, it becomes only when becomes resources only when you take when it is made changed. So iron ore, they will use some scientific process to make it to remove the ore from the iron and to take only the iron metal, to take only that metal. So iron ore, see example, iron ore is not an resources until people learn to extract iron from it. From extraction, you will get iron only iron from that. And people use these natural resources for making buildings, bridges, roads, machineries, and vehicles. And these resources, they are also called as human-made resources. We can say it as human-made resources. Technology is also a human-made resource. So technology, it is also a human-made resources because it is made by us humans, or made, we humans made it. So people like us use natural resources to make human-made resources. Now, human resources. People can make the best use of nature to create more resources. To create more resources, people can use the nature when they have their own knowledge, skills, and technology to do. They can they can uh, make the natural resources as the best resource. So that is why human beings are a special resource. So why we call the human beings as special resource is for these reasons. People people's view of the human resources, education and health help us to make people a valuable resource. So education and our health, it is a most important thing that makes us a valuable resource. Improving the quality of people skills so that they are able to create more resources, so that they are able to create more resources, new resources. This process is known as the human resource development. Like a woman, she was reading crops ruined due to drought. Can I find a solution? A woman was thinking. Then that's it. She read, and then she, by using her knowledge, it all thanks to that knowledge, education, and skill, she find the solution for that crops that got ruined due to the drought. She found the chemical solution. She found the solution, and she told that to the farmers, and the crop was grown. Next, conserving resources. So Mona had a nightmare. So the girl that she was asking the question in the starting, she had a nightmare, means a dream. Once she dreamed that all the water on the earth was dried up, the water on the earth, it was dried up, and all the trees that were in the earth, we have cut it down. There was no shade, and there was nothing to eat or drink. We had nothing to eat or drink. People were suffering and roaming around desperately. People were roaming around for in the look of food and shade and in the look of water, in the search of water. When she wake up, after she wake up in the morning, she told her mother about this dream. Amma, can this really happen? She asked to her mother. So her mother replied, yes, it can happen. If we are not carefully use the resources, then even renewable resources can become very scarce. Very scarcity. We can get scarcity of renewable resources also if we not use the resources correctly. her mother said. And the non-renewable ones can definitely get exhausted. So the non-renewable ones will be exhausted. We will not get the non-renewable resources. There may be deficiency of the non-renewable. Sorry. So what can we do? Raju asked her mother. With lots, her mother replied. Resources, maybe non-renewable resources will be replenished. It will be washed away. So using resources carefully and giving them time to get renew is called we call it as renewable conservation. So balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called as sustainable development. So there are many ways we can conserve the resources. Each person can contribute for reducing consumption, recycling and reusing the things also can be done for saving the resources. Ultimately it makes a difference because all our lives are linked, with each other, so it makes a small difference between each other. So on that evening the children and their friends made packets and shopping bags out of the old newspaper. They discarded cloths and baskets from bamboo sticks, and that girl Mona said to her mother, "We will give a few to every family that we know. After all, it is for a very good cause," said her friend Mustafa. And to save our resources and to keep our earth alive, we have to do this work. So I am going to be very careful not to waste paper, said another friend Jessie. Many trees are cut down to make paper, her friend Jessie explained. So I will see that electricity is not wasted in my house, said her friend Mustafa. And electricity comes from wind. So I will make sure that water is not wasted at home, said her another friend Asha. Every drop of water is precious. Now together we can make a difference, their children said. So the future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support and the system the nature provides us, and to preserve the things nature provides us. And there are our some duties to ensure that all uses of renewable resources should be sustainable, and the diversity of life and earth is conserved, and the damage to natural environment system is minimized. So there are some of the principles for sustainable development. They are respect and care for all the forms of life. We should respect and care for all the forms of life living on the earth, and we should improve the quality of human life. And we should conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, and minimizing the depletion of natural resources, and change personal attitude and practices towards the environment. We have to change the personal attitude and practices, and enable communities to care to their own environment. We should enable the communities to take care of their own environment. So here they have asked some of the questions. Sorry. So okay friends, this was your chapter 8 standard geography, first chapter, resources. So I think you understand this chapter. So if you like my video, please give a like. How was my video, and if you have any doubt, please put it in the comment. And for more videos on your 8 standard chapters, whether it may be any subject, for more videos, please subscribe my channel Admin Coaching Center. So okay friends, I think you understand this chapter. So I will see you in my next video explaining another chapter. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye my dear friends.